Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. Sign into the future. Gain the power of Gogeta. Chapter 91. To be precise, Yifeng and number 18 are indeed fighting now, but please don't get me wrong, it's not what everyone thinks. It's not a real fight in the bedroom as everyone imagined. This fight is not a fight with each other, he. Bang. The door of the bedroom opened, and Vital rushed into the bedroom directly. She wanted to help number 18, but the next moment, the whole scene seemed a little awkward. Naturally, things can't be as Vital thinks, because Yifeng is not on the 18th, so he took this opportunity to teach her a lesson. The situation is already very obvious. Yifeng and number 18 are actually here in broad daylight. Hey, forget it, Vital is still a child, let alone mention it. But it is true that her is not very old, but in this day and age, even children know what Yifeng and no 18's actions mean, right? In fact, to a certain extent, it is indeed a fight, but well, this fight is really not the right time. Master, sister number 18, you. Vital subconsciously covered his eyes with his hands, feeling a little unbelievable what happened in front of him. Affection. What did she see? God, my eyes are not clean, my pure heart is polluted. It's all your fault. Number 18 didn't expect Vital to barge in, and quickly covered his head with a pillow. Seeing this scene, Yifeng was a little speechless. You little girl, you can cover your eyes with your hands, but the gap between your fingers is empty so big, what's the matter? It seems that I usually manage too loosely. Hey, the child will grow up after all. Go out. Yifeng snapped. I've already locked it up, but this little girl opened it forcibly. No, this can't teach children badly, after all, Vital is also his apprentice. Oh yes. Hearing Yifeng's words, Vital rushed out as fast as he could. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Okay, she's gone out, shall we continue? Yifeng said, looking at number 18, who covered her head with a pillow. What do you say? It's all your fault, you. Hearing this, Yifeng expressed a little helplessness. Didn't you want to punish me? Well, it's all my fault. Master is too much, huh? In the yard, Vital muttered to herself, but she didn't know what picture was in her mind at this moment. Quote! Yifeng didn't know what to say to this little girl, so he deliberately coughed twice to show that he had come. Humph, master, you are simply too much. Vital turned around and looked at Yifeng angrily and said, didn't you see that her pure heart was polluted? Ah, who told you, little guy, that you didn't know how to knock on the door before you came, so blame me. It's your fault, who made you so bright? When Vital said this, he felt that he couldn't go on, because his mind was full of some bad things. Ahem, I won't mention this matter anymore. Let's talk about Vital. What do you want to do when you come here suddenly? Didn't you want to digest the hundreds of spiritual fruits I gave you? Yifeng quickly avoided the topic and said, I can't continue talking, and if I continue talking, it's not good. When Yifeng said this, he successfully diverted the little loli's attention, and even said, Master, I have finished eating, and now I feel so powerful, I feel like I can blow up the earth with one punch. Quote. No, please don't. Hearing this, Yifeng swears directly, it's only been 3 days, this little loli has been sold and eaten up. I am a mother. You are really a bully. Actually wanting to blow up the earth with one punch, this kind of thing can't be joked around. You know, Frieza only has 530,000 combat power in his first form and can destroy planets at will, let alone the current Vital. Then, let me see how much your aura has reached. Yifeng asked. After all, this little loli has hidden her aura now, so it is still impossible to know how much her real situation has reached. Hey, that's exactly what I meant, master, you back off a bit, I'm afraid I'll scare you. Little loli said confidently. Obviously, when it comes to this matter, her attention quickly shifted from the embarrassing thing just now moved over. Hee, sure enough, I am really smart. Yifeng thought proudly. Doesn't he know about this little girl Vital? As the daughter of Satan, this little girl is most interested in fighting. She clenched her hands into fists and let out a loud shout. Immediately, a powerful air flow gushed out of her body continuously, and her clothes rattled under the impact of the air flow. Fortunately, my yard is big enough, at least 3 or 4 football fields there is a certain area, otherwise, it is estimated that the surrounding buildings will be affected. What movement? At this moment, Vital, who was dressed, also flew out. Obviously she also felt the big movement made by Vital. This made Yifeng a little surprised. Sure enough, having infinite energy is awesome. When they came to the yard, they found that little girl Vital was exploding, and they were immediately surprised. It's only been 3 days, has it become this strong? Compared with Vital 3 days ago, his strength has been improved by at least a few hundred times, right? Although compared with her, it is only, but Vital's strength has indeed improved dramatically. Could it be because of the fruit of the spirit tree you gave? Number 18 asked Yifeng, who was beside him. That's right, correct answer. Yifeng nodded. Look, this is my current strength, how is it? Is it good enough? Vital said proudly. She is full of self-confidence now, and feels that she is already invincible in the world. Not bad. Number 18 nodded and said indifferently, indeed, this combat value is really not in her eyes, but it is not bad. How is it? Master, do you want to have a fight? Vital said with great anticipation. Now she feels that she can easily blow up the planet, and she must be able to live with the master a few tricks. No, it's still too weak. What do you think? Number 18. Yifeng shook his head and said, then looked at number 18 beside him. I think so too. Number 18 nodded. Although Vital's strength has reached about 5 million combat power, it is still far from enough to really enter the latter team. Ah, isn't it? I'm already this strong, can't I? Vital was originally full of confidence, but now he heard what Yifeng and number 18 said, suddenly feel a little lost. I have a way to make you stronger. Yifeng thought for a while and said, it seems that it's time to send this little girl out of here, otherwise it seems inconvenient for him to do something with number 18. Nani, really, what can I do? Master, I want to become stronger. Vital, who was originally lost, heard Yifeng say that there is a way, as if an old bachelor who had been starving for a long time suddenly saw a beautiful woman, and the 2 eyes shine. Well, I have to send you to practice elsewhere. I don't know if you can hold on. Where is it? What can't hold on? You take me there, I must become stronger. Vital patted his chest and said confidently. King Kai Star. That's right, Yifeng is going to send Vital to King Kai so that she can learn Kaioken from King Kai. After all, she is just an ordinary person and has no ability to transform, and this Kaioken is obviously, it fits Vital very well. And well, after sending Vital away, won't he and the 18th have a good honeymoon? Simply kill 2 birds with 1 stone. King Kai. Good. Master, I'm going to practice on King Kai. Vital replied without the slightest hesitation. Even Yifeng didn't expect that this Vital is really similar to Saiyan, this heart of becoming stronger, even Son Gohan, who is a descendant of Saiyan, can't compare. However, Vital is his apprentice after all, so Yifeng has already planned the next path for her. Yifeng's real plan is to take Vital to East King Kai for a while after she comes back from King Kai. The fruit of the spirit tree there is about to bear fruit again. At that time, I will give it to the old man, let him help develop Vital's potential. Tisk tisk tisk, even if Vital can't reach Saiyan's strength, he can definitely reach the strongest existence among the Earthlings. Okay, no problem, you go back and get ready, and then I'll take you to King Kai. Okay, no problem, I will be back soon, very soon. Vital said excitedly, immediately ignoring other things. This little loli directly used flying technique to fly towards her home. When Vital left, only Yifeng and number 18 were left. That, number 18, say something quickly. Is there anything we haven't done yet? You big pervert. Without waiting for number 18 to agree, Yifeng picked up number 18 and used instant transmission to complete the unfinished business. In the days that followed, Yifeng expressed that he was much more relaxed. After all, without Vital, he and the 18th lived a happy life without shame or boredom. Fortunately, our physique is strong enough, otherwise we would really not be able to take down this size 18 with unlimited power and size. In this way, the happy time lasted for almost 2 months. On this day, before Yifeng woke up, the voice of the system finally rang in his mind. Ding! Now this system has issued a new check-in task, may the host accept it? Is this even a question? Definitely accept it. The host, please go to the 11th universe to sign in. The sign-in time is 1 year, and the sign-in reward, Super Saiyan God. What kind of reward is this? Isn't it Super Saiyan God? Isn't this thing that gathers a few Saiyans and you can transform successfully? Yi Feng, who is familiar with the plot, naturally doesn't like this. Moreover, for the transformation of Super Saiyan, it only needs 5 Saiyans to transmit their mental power to a guy at the same time to transform successfully, and it doesn't need to be practiced. He only needs to wait until he can gather 5 Saiyans. Isn't it the same? What the hell is the difference? Yi Feng felt that this system was cheating him. After all, this thing is not particularly valuable. Of course, if Super Saiyan God is put into the present, even the most common the Super Sai Shendu is enough to beat everything. If Yi Feng didn't know the plot, maybe he could accept it calmly, but now, it seems that he can't. Anyway, the sign-in task is here, the host loves, do you want it, the system is going to sleep, goodbye. Good guy, what Yi Feng never expected is that this system has a bit of a personality. I don't know if it's true or not. But, it seems that there is nothing to do now, how about going to the 11th universe to play? Yi Feng, who is familiar with the plot, knows that there is a proud team that shines in the power tournament, there is an alternate gods of destruction Topo, and the extremely powerful super fighter Jiren. At that time, try 2 tricks with Jiren. See if the current self can beat Jiren. Good guy, just do it. Anyway, now that I have the divine version of instant transmission, the universe is so big, how can I not enter it? Wouldn't it be wonderful to be able to stay with my beautiful daughter-in-law? Think of it as a honeymoon trip. Simply wonderful. Hey, system, my uncle has changed his mind, I'm going to play sign-in the 11th universe. HMPH, didn't the host say no? Why change your mind now? System, you play Tsunere. Have you heard? Team Pride is finally recruiting new members. Ha, dude, are you a bit out? I knew it. TCH, you know there is a use for it, can it be that you can enter the Pride team? Can you do it? This is an elegant bar with relaxing and quiet music playing inside. Come here for a drink, it gives people a very relaxing feeling. Yi Feng and number 18 were sitting in a quiet corner of the bar drinking special red wine, but they heard someone mentioning the Proud team, which made Yi Feng pay attention a little bit. Do you know Team Pride? Number 18 looked at Yi Feng with clear beautiful eyes and asked. After coming here, it was the first time she noticed that Yi Feng paid attention to what the people around him said. I've heard of it. Yi Feng nodded and said, in fact, he knew about the existence of this team through anime. Oh, seeing that Yi Feng didn't say much, number 18 tacitly didn't ask again, and continued to taste the special wine of the 10th coffee. Yes, since the system issued a new check-in task, Yi Feng has brought the 18th to the 11th universe, which is equivalent to a honeymoon trip across the universe. After all, Yi Feng is a man with instant transmission. As for the coordinates, the system will provide them, so the distance between Yi Feng and the 11th universe is equivalent to 1 step forward from the door of the house. Simply not too convenient. And at this time, Yi Feng suddenly noticed the person over there drinking red wine alone by the transparent glass surface. I saw him wearing a black coat, with a burly figure, a bit like Popeye. Of course, this is not the point is that Yi Feng can instinctively feel that this guy is very strong. Could it be him? This figure, this powerful feeling, made Yi Feng instinctively think of a certain character in the Proud team. Although he is not as strong as Jiren, he is definitely one of the best masters in the 11th universe. Perhaps feeling something, the man turned his head to look at Yi Feng, and frowned slightly. At that moment, he seemed to have the feeling of being targeted by a strong man, but after he saw Yi Feng, a trace of disappointment flashed in his eyes, so it wasn't this kid. However, this kid seems to have decent potential, if he is drawn into the Proud team, he looks good. Immediately, Topo raised his wine glass out of politeness to signal to Yi Feng. Yi Feng also raised his glass in return. It has to be said that although the 11th universe's combat power is generally high, politeness has never been absent. You met that big guy again? Number 18 asked curiously. You know, this is the 11th universe. If Yi Feng knew people here, wouldn't it be too many friends? I don't know. Yi Feng shook his head and said. Number 18. Number 18 was a little speechless, pouted, and looked a little unhappy. Okay, now you know you're lying, don't you? Let's see how I deal with you at night. I just think that guy is pretty strong, so I respected it. Yifeng saw that number 18 pouted, and there seemed to be something flashing in his eyes, so he knew something was wrong. Oh, number 18 nodded, but how should I put it, it's not just Yifeng, she also feels the existence of the strong. Topo, so you are really here. It seems that you still like to drink alone. At this moment, a rabbit-headed man with purple skin and long ears came behind Topo and said, Okay, it seems that I guessed it right, the big guy just now is undoubtedly the captain of Team Pride, Topo. And the rabbit who just came in is obviously the number 3 member of Team Proud, the Vanguard captain, Dyspo. This guy's strength is obviously not as good as Topo's, but his own speed is very terrifying. He uses his speed to make up for his lack of strength, becoming the third person of the Proud team. Dyspo, do you want a drink too? Topo said to Dyspo. No, Topo, I want to apply to deal with the universe bandits on Yahweh, I heard that they are rampant there recently. Dyspo sat next to him and explained the reason. Yahweh Star, you don't need to go, I will solve it myself. In a few days, Team Pride will start recruiting new members. At that time, you still have to host it. Topo drank the drink in his hand and said. Although Topo is indeed the captain of Team Pride, but as a substitute for gods of destruction, he still doesn't like to take care of these tedious things, and usually let Dyspo do it for him. Hey, I really can't help it. You. Dyspo shook his head helplessly and said. Afterwards, the two were ready to leave. At this moment, Topo glanced at Yifeng who was having a drink with number 18, and then came to Yifeng's side and said, Little brother, I hope you can participate in the assessment for recruiting members of the Proud Team 3 days later. Quote. Hearing this, the corners of Yifeng's mouth raised slightly. He didn't expect that Topo would actually tell himself this matter, so he smiled and said, I will. Hearing this, number 18 showed a surprised expression, saying, What is Yifeng doing? Want to participate in the member assessment of the Proud team. But aren't they here to travel? What's more, this is the 11th universe. Okay, I'm looking forward to your arrival. Hearing Yifeng's answer, Topo smiled and said, then turned and left. This surprised Dyspo. Logically speaking, Topo shouldn't pay so much attention to an unknown person, right? He also checked it out just now, and that kid seems to be a little ordinary, although his strength should still be good, but their Proud team can't be entered casually. Never mind, since Topo can take the initiative to tell that guy, it's enough to show that guy is not simple. By the way, why did you participate in the recruitment of members of the 11th Universe's Proud team? After Topo and Dyspo had completely left the bar, number 18 asked in puzzlement. She found that she was getting more and more confused about Yifeng. Thought up. You think too much, I really want to participate in their member recruitment, I just want to catch up with the warriors of the 11th Universe. Yifeng explained the reason. After all, Team Pride is the strongest team in the 11th universe, and it will definitely attract the top players in the entire 11th universe to participate. Besides, Team Pride also has an ace member, Jiren. Now I have reached a combat power value of 100 billion normally, and I can even reach a Super 3 form in transformation. I don't know if I can win against the current Jiren. Ever since he possessed such a powerful force, Yifeng said that he has never fought with real strength. It seems that this trip to the 11th universe will allow him to feel the feeling of fighting with all his might. So that's it, you're really interested, but, just go, anyway, we seem to be having fun. Number 18 said with a sweet smile. She doesn't care, and she feels very satisfied now, because Yifeng has been with her all the time, so if this is the case, Yifeng likes to fight, why don't I support it? Okay, then in 3 days, let's go and have a look. Yifeng said with a smile as he put number 18 in his arms. 3 days passed quietly, and finally came the day when Team Pride recruited members. I have to say, Team Pride is Team Pride, and their way of recruiting members was really different. The venue was actually set on an asteroid. The top 20 can be selected as members of the Proud team, and the first place can directly become the core member of the Proud team. And the martial arts club for recruiting members held by the Proud team is divided into 2 days. The first day is a large-scale knockout match to eliminate some of the guys who came to play soy sauce. Members of the clan. As for Yifeng and number 18, They came to the Budokai site very early. Only now did Yifeng realize that the Proud of Mao team has placed the recruiting site on a separate planet. Dare the whole universe be different. The powerhouses of the galaxies and planets come here especially for the fame. This is probably the so-called prestige, CAFD, the name of the Proud team is really awesome. But today, there is something even more awesome, that is, Yifeng is going to directly challenge the members of the Proud team. Thinking about it feels very enjoyable. Very wow. And the scene of the entire martial arts association is even more enormous. There are actually 100 arenas set up on this asteroid, and the battle elimination mechanism is constantly going on. And there are tens of thousands of applicants. Even Yifeng couldn't help but stick out his thumb and secretly say awesome. Tens of thousands of people signed up, one can imagine what kind of concept this is, and this has fully withdrawn the average force value of the 11th universe. What value has been achieved? It seems that today's game will definitely be very interesting. Would you like to participate in this selection later? Yifeng put his arms around number 18 and asked, logically speaking, with no 18 strength, not to mention taking the first place, he can still enter the top 20 or even the top 10. Forget it, I'd better just watch the battle, I'll just watch your performance, I hope you can cheer me up. Muel, it's rare, number 18 directly kissed Yifeng on the face. This is really rare, after all, number 18 is a high cold goddess, generally speaking, it is absolutely impossible to do such a thing in public outside. Come on, okay, no problem, just wait and see my performance, Yifeng said with a smile. Soon, Yifeng was arranged to wait in one of the arenas under the arrangement of the staff of the martial arts club on site. Although his name was relatively late, Yifeng didn't panic, anyway he has plenty of time today, and he is not in a hurry at this moment. The martial arts club to recruit members is in full swing, and fierce battles are constantly being fought in the 100 arenas. And Yifeng also casually observed these contestants who came to participate in the competition. Sure enough, they are worthy of the 11th universe. Compared with those ordinary martial arts masters on the earth, their strength is really not at the same level. But, if Yifeng looks at it now, it is simply a drop in the ocean. Who made me so strong now? Finally, Yifeng also joined the knockout round. Relying on his super strength, he kept knocking out his opponents, and his ranking kept getting higher. Soon, very quickly, he successfully entered the top 40 places. This also means that Yifeng already has the qualifications to join the Proud team. As long as one more player is eliminated, he can become the much anticipated member of the Proud team. It's a pity that Yifeng doesn't have any interest. The reason why he participated in this competition is nothing more than pure fighting. You played well just now. After Yifeng got off the ring, number 18 came to Yifeng's side and said with a smile. That's it, you must have seen their strength, it's so easy. Yifeng shrugged, and said in an extraordinarily relaxed manner. After all, although the opponent he met had a much higher combat power than the people on Earth less, but none of them are really worth his shot, so basically they are all instant kills with one move. Okay, since today's competition is over, let's go back quickly. Number 18 said, holding Yifeng's hand. Okay, let's go. What Yifeng didn't know was that the entire Budokai scene was actually screened inside the Proud team. As the main person in charge of this recruiting member, Dyspo has actually been following Yifeng for a long time. He now began to understand why Topohu said those words to Yifeng that day, and he dared to say that this kid turned out to be a hidden master. This kid basically solves all the opponents he meets with one move. Tisk tisk tisk, if there are no accidents, this guy Yifeng has the potential to become a core member of their Proud team, Dyspo thought excitedly. However, what Xie Dyspo doesn't know is that Yifeng definitely doesn't have this idea. His real purpose is definitely not to join the Proud team, but to kick the restaurant. The match on the second day went on as scheduled, but the venue was changed to Team Pride's base. It can only be said that Team Pride is worthy of being the strongest team in the 11th universe. Their base can only be said to be huge, incomparably vast, occupying an area the size of a small city, filled with various high-tech buildings, countless. There are so many patrol machines and combat machines. Even Yifeng, who thinks he has a broad vision, secretly gave a thumbs up after calling to the base here. And the final selection match was set up on the ring of the Proud team's open-air training ground. the entire training ground is at least as large as dozens of football fields, and except for them, the newcomers who came to the competition, all they are members of the red battle suits, and it seems that everyone's combat power is not weak at all. I didn't expect this proud team to be so impressive. A training ground is so big. Number 18 murmured while holding Yifeng's hand, looking at the surrounding environment. That's not a big deal. After all, this proud team is the strongest existence in the 11th universe. With such strength, the base must be extraordinary. This is Yifeng's evaluation of the proud team. HMPH, but I don't care about these things, I just want to see what you do later. Number 18 sneered and said. Do you even need to ask? It must be a blow to the audience. Yifeng said confidently, and at the same time secretly speculated whether the legendary warrior Jiren would show up or not. Afterwards, the two came to the auditorium and sat down. Topo, I didn't expect you to come back so soon. On the summit stage, when Dyspo was about to say something, he saw Topo and others who were going to carry out the mission came here. Yeah, it's quite easy for those guys to solve it. By the way, how did yesterday's game go? Tuo Brick stood beside Dyspo and asked. That went very well. By the way, it seems that the kid you care about has also come here. His record can be said to be the strongest existence among the rookies this year. Basically, the opponents he encounters are all instant kills. Oh, interesting. Hearing this, the corners of Topo's mouth turned upwards. It seems that he saw the right person. If there is no accident, the core members of their proud team will be able to inject fresh blood soon. Everyone, welcome to the new member selection site of our proud team. Next, I announce that the competition has officially started, and the first group of players will be invited to the stage. Special, the only female member of the core members of the proud team. Yifeng also took a look at this Kate. Indeed, he looks good and has a good figure, which can be compared with size 18. However, the purple complexion is a bit kind of like an angel skin. Cut. Seeing that the kid Yifeng dared to look at the hostess, number 18 expressed some displeasure. Even that weird skin color can't compare with his own. Thinking of this, he directly squeezed Yifeng's hand. What? Yifeng didn't pay attention, and finally felt pain in his hands. Didn't expect it to be number 18 who was pinching him. However, Yifeng quickly realized that even if he didn't have a card to beat him. Coco Tay. Auditoriums were set up all around, and the audience seats were full of people. They all wanted to see which brave men could successfully become members of the proud team. You know, in the 11th universe, being part of the proud team can be said to be a matter of glory. If you can enter the proud team, even an ordinary member, you can probably brag about it for a lifetime. However, Yifeng and number 18 sat relatively forward, but after the start of the game, Yifeng said that he was a little sleepy, because it looked so boring, not to mention, his playing time seemed to be a bit late. So, he dozed off under the circumstances. Very good. Next we invite players Yifeng and Adong to come on stage. I saw a burly man with green skin suddenly fall down from the arena, just standing on the arena for a moment, giving people an invisible sense of oppression. This is exactly the player Adong that Kate said. This big guy looks good. Topo looked at Adong and said with admiration. After all, he is also a strong man of power flow. Seeing Adong's burly body, he also appreciates it. That's right, but boss, do you know who Yifeng is? Dyspo said with a smile. Huh, who is it? I've never heard of it. And the name is weird. Topo frowned and said, it must be a little-known little guy. It's that kid, Nani. This is interesting, you can take a good look. Hearing what Dyspo said, Topo expressed his interest. After all, Dyspo just said that the opponents this kid met were basically killed by him with one move. Contestant Yifeng. Contestant Yifeng. Seeing that Dang has already appeared on the stage, but he has not seen Yifeng for a long time, Dang even shouted with the microphone. Did this kid suddenly go to the toilet? HMPH, maybe it's because you're afraid. It's normal, I'm used to this kind of situation. Adong said proudly, thinking that Yifeng had heard his reputation, so he hid. It's your turn. Still sleeping. At this moment, number 18 couldn't stand it anymore, poked Yifeng beside him and said. Nani, oh, it's my turn. Yifeng just woke up, when even cast flying technique came to the ring. HMPH, I thought you didn't dare to come. Adong couldn't help showing disdain when he saw that Yifeng was actually a little boy who seemed powerless. Is it a type that is not useful? Tisk tisk tisk, it looks like Ben Ayen is going to enter the proud team today. Hey, sorry, fell asleep. Yifeng said with a smile. Forehead. Hearing this, everyone was a little speechless. Does this kid have a big brain? This is the final trial of the proud team. If you win, you can enter the proud team, and you fell asleep. It's a blasphemy against team pride. This kid looks very interesting. Keet looked at Yifeng and said secretly in his heart. He looks even more super invincible and handsome, but he doesn't know how strong he is. Still asleep. Horse riding, you actually look down on lousy so much. Let's see how lousy Adong treats you today. Hearing that Yifeng actually said that he was asleep. Is he looking down on Adong or something? You know, Lao Su Adong is also a well-known strongman in 10 miles and 8 villages, you look down on Lao Su. Alright, later I will let you feel why the flowers are so red. By the way, this Adong can be considered a character, right? He seems to be the strongest star of Ache. Dyspo murmured while looking at the information. Yesterday, this Adong's record was also very good, because this guy's strength is really too great, and the players who played against him were basically either disabled or injured. It looks like it will be a wonderful matchup. This battle is something to watch. Yeah, Topo nodded slightly, and folded his arms around his chest. That day he felt that Yifeng was very unusual. Now, he should take a good look at how much this kid really weighs. Boy, did you see your grandfather Adong's sandbag-sized fist? Wait a minute, it will definitely break your bones. Adong said arrogantly. So, have you finished talking? I still want to go to sleep for a while. Yifeng yawned and said, obviously not paying attention to this so-called Adong at all. Nani, you brat. Hearing this, the corners of Adong's mouth were twitching. I wanted to scare this kid, but who would have thought that this kid would be even more arrogant than him? It is simply unbearable. Isn't this too arrogant? This little big brother. Keet also said inwardly with some helplessness. She also knew something about this Adong. Indeed, people are not bad, but they are just too cruel. Wow, I'm so angry. You wanna die. Adong let out a rage, and then waved his fists and rushed towards Yifeng crazily. His eyes were full of anger, thinking since his debut, when has he encountered such a situation? The fist full of anger struck out, hitting Yifeng's face hysterically. That's right, it's the face. Who made your kid look so handsome? Still so arrogant. I hit you in the face. What's the matter? Why didn't you move now? Could it be that you were scared and stupid? That's right, after all, Adong is notoriously cruel. Everyone thought Yifeng hadn't moved at all. He was already frightened by the opponent Adong, and even felt a little bit unbearable. Terrible. What a handsome boy, why was he so scared? It's a pity for his handsome skin. Even Keet expressed that he couldn't stand it anymore. What a handsome little big brother, he is so disfigured. It's a pity that she is the referee and host, otherwise, she might have rushed to save people. Gia, you little boy, you were really scared stupid by me, right? Even I Dang showed a cruel smile at this moment, because the distance is already there's no hiding. Ah, what's the matter with this kid? It's a bit abnormal. Even Dyspo couldn't help but frown and said, this distance, unless he has the same speed as him, it is impossible to hide, it's open. Topo didn't say anything, he still looked expressionless, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Only number 18 showed a smile. She knows Yifeng's strength best, this is teasing him. Just when everyone was not optimistic about Yifeng, thinking that this kid was going to be cold, Yifeng's figure disappeared in the air as if he didn't exist. Aiden's fist hit the air, making a constant, buzzing, sound. It was obvious how terrifying the power of his punch was. However, with such a speed and mighty fist, Yifeng dodged it. This is unbelievable. Nani, brat, where the hell have you been hiding? I Dang was the most shocked. He didn't expect Yifeng to be so fast that Tangran could avoid the day he wanted to win. What a idiot. Don't look for it, it's behind you. At this moment, Adong only felt the coolness behind him, turned around quickly, and saw Yifeng stretching and yawning behind him. I didn't expect this kid to be so fast. Keet said in surprise. Fortunately, this pretty little big brother was not hit, otherwise, she might be sad. Good boy. Dyspo was also very shocked. Unexpectedly, this kid is also a fast guy like him. Good boy. The captain of the Vanguard is optimistic about you. Don't think that you can do whatever you want if you are fast. Next. I will let you know. Puff. When Dang was speaking harshly angrily, Yi Fang's fist had already landed on his face. Dang felt his eyes go dark, and he flew backwards and fell into the ring. He never expected that Yi Fang was so fast. And it's so powerful. The most important thing is that this guy doesn't talk about martial arts. I didn't finish my harsh words, so I punched me in the face. Woo woo woo. My handsome skin. Seeing this scene, almost everyone was shocked that cruel Aiden was punched and KO by Yi Fang. This kid is a little too strong, right? Okay, I announce that contestant Adong fell off the ring, and contestant Yi Fang will win this match. Keket finally came to his senses, Dang even said with a microphone in his hand. Dyspo couldn't help giving a thumbs up, and secretly said. He originally thought that this kid and Adong would have a wonderful duel, but unexpectedly, this kid is still the same as yesterday, killing him immediately. What else could this be if it wasn't Cowhide? This kid really has something. Even Topo couldn't help but nodded. It seems that he read Yi Fang correctly. This kid is really amazing. Okay, finish work, go back to sleep. Yi Fang continued to stretch, and then flew to No 18's side. Good job. Number 18 smiled slightly, looked at Yi Fang and praised. What's wrong with that? After all, he's your man, so how can you do it if you're not good? Is it powerful? It's quite powerful. When number 18 said this, her pretty face flushed slightly. Obviously, she seemed to have thought of something about Yi Fang's words. Hey, what's wrong with that? I don't know if Jiren will come out to watch this year's game. Dyspo glanced into the depths of the Proud Team base, and said meaningfully. No, unless there is someone worthy of his attack, everything will be useless. Topo is indeed the person who knows Jiren best, and directly said that this is impossible. Although Jiren is not the captain, he is recognized as the strongest existence in the 11th universe. Nappa and Gods of Destruction Vermut can only hold a candle to him. Of course, Vermut's strength can be regarded as the bottom existence among all universe Gods of Destruction, but Gods of Destruction, which one is not the top existence of universe? The Martial Arts Association is in full swing, and soon, the members of the Proud Team have been selected, but this is not over, because there is still a trial to become a core member. However, for Yi Fang, the promotion match of the core members should not be too easy. It is still the same, and it is basically a one-step solution. The fame keeps rising, and many people have even become fans of Yi Fang. Even the referee K. Keat looked at Yi Fang with different eyes. Shendu. Handsome, strong and strong, who does not like? It's just that there seems to be someone besides such an excellent little big brother. Thinking of this, besides being the referee, K. Keat also looks at the number 18 next to Yi Fang from time to time. Indeed, this woman looks okay, but her skin seems too white. Does this little big brother like fair skin? Hey. Thinking of this, I feel a little lost, but well, there will be plenty of time in the future, because this little big brother is already a member of their Proud Team. Unknowingly, K. Keat, who is a core member, seems to have become Yi Fang's little fangirl. Of course, Yi Fang doesn't know about it. If he knew, he would definitely say, hey, my charm that has nowhere to go. Sure enough, living up to expectations, Yi Fang successfully reached the finals, which made countless audiences even more crazy about it. Especially those female viewers, they even flirt with Yi Fang. As expected, who doesn't like handsome and powerful boys? It's a pity that when they saw that Yi Fang already had the beautiful number 18 beside her, they could only cry secretly. I didn't expect that this woman would take the lead, what a shame. Hi everyone, welcome to the finals of our Proud Team. Next, let us invite the two strongest players to the stage with grand applause. Keket said excitedly. It is good. Woohoo. Yi Fang, Yi Fang, Yi Fang, good guy. Yi Fang's name was basically being shouted throughout the scene. Even Yi Fang himself didn't expect that his fame would be so big. It's only been one day. In fact, the main reason is that Yi Fang's fighting style is simply not too good, because he has only one way to deal with opponents, one-shot instant kill. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Even in previous competitions, there has never been such a strong player, which made both Dyspo and Topo stunned. They know this kid is strong. But it doesn't have to be so powerful, right? This is something that no number of core members can do. Keitel, another contestant who is Yi Fang's opponent, said that he was under a lot of pressure, because it took a lot of time and means to solve the opponent by himself, but this madness is different, all of them kill opponents in seconds. The gap between people is simply not too big. It seems that Keitel's strength is not bad, and his air bomb move sounds strong. Dyspo observed Keitel and said to Topo beside him. It's true, but, between him and Yi Fang, there can only be one winner. Topo murmured after hearing Dyspo's words. That's right, it's just that since I saw Yi Fang fighting, it seems that I haven't seen this guy use air bombs or other attacks. They all rely on close-up one-shot kills, and I don't know if this guy will use air bombs. Bounce. Dyspo obviously had another concern. As your opponent, I'm under a lot of pressure, but I will do my best. Keitel looked at Yi Fang and put his hands together. That's natural. Yi Fang nodded. He didn't have a deep impression of Keitel. It seems that he participated in the power tournament in the Dragon Ball Super League, right? Presumably the strength is not far behind. Then here we come. After Keitel finished speaking, in an instant, the figure seemed to have turned into air and disappeared out of thin air. This Keitel's speed is amazing. Seeing this scene, countless viewers exclaimed in amazement. It was so fast that it was hard for the naked eye to catch it. How did it do it? I don't know if Yi Fang can stop it. It seems that Yi Fang has met his opponent. The disappearance of Celtic did not cause Yi Fang the slightest disturbance, because everything was under control. Whoosh! Keitel suddenly appeared behind Yi Fang, aimed at Yi Fang's back, and it was a bang. At this moment, he suddenly felt that Yi Fang was nothing more than that. Could it be that the previous battle was due to the bad luck of this cargo? All the people encountered were scum. However, the moment Keitel's fist landed on Yi Fang's body, Yi Fang's figure gradually disappeared. Keitel was taken aback. I actually failed. What kind of trick is this? Yes, that's right, what Yi Fang used was the more common afterimage boxing on the earth. For his level, these moves are naturally proficient in use, and even improved a level compared to the original version. And at this moment, Yi Fang has come behind Keitel. How should I put it? He could kill Keitel in seconds, but she didn't do it now. There is no other reason. He wants to see Keitel's trick called hanging air bomb. After all, the fact that this guy can participate in the power tournament shows that there is still something about his tactic. Quote ... exclamation mark. Keitel turned around, looked at the leisurely Yi Fang, and couldn't help but gasp. His grandma, this Yi Fang's speed is really fast. Your strength should be more than that, right? Use it and let me see it. Yi Fang said with a smile. After all, Keitel is also a talent for participating in the power tournament. If it is only this strength, it is really not enough. This kid is a bit arrogant, Keitel said secretly in his heart, but Yi Fang reminded him that Yi Fang had already shown mercy just now, otherwise, he probably would have been outside the ring. Okay, I'll do my best. What? Clenching his fists, his veins bulged, his whole body vibrated, and the whole arena trembled. Green flames continued to emerge from Keitel's body, like a raging fire, constantly burning and heating up. As expected of Keitel, this guy is really strong. Not bad. I heard that Keitel killed tens of thousands of universe pirates by himself before. It's incredible. The audience talked a lot. Obviously, this Keitel is still somewhat famous. Only number 18 is not worried about these problems. In her mind, Yi Fang is the most powerful man in the universe. This Keitel has good strength, Topo said admiringly. With this momentum, he already has the qualifications to be selected as a core member, but only one of them can enter. But, there will be more opportunities in the future. Even if he, Topo, can directly let Ter become a core member, it is not impossible. It's not bad, just let the horse come here. Yi Fang narrowed his eyes and said, he has already felt that Keitel's ultimate strength is actually similar to that of an ordinary Super Saiyan, with a combat power of about 100-200 million. What a pity. The powerful enemy he faced was himself, a strong man worth hundreds of billions. I'm coming. Keitel's eyes flashed brightly, and his figure instantly turned into lightning and swept towards Yi Fang, at a speed faster than before. This stunned countless viewers. Keitel's speed is really fast. They can't see clearly. However, this is what everyone thinks. In Yifeng's eyes, Keitel's speed is still very slow, and his every move can be seen clearly. A gust of wind swept in front of him, and Keitel's body appeared in front of Yifeng, and he did not see any other movements. He clenched his fist and locked Yifeng, and then struck with a heavy fist. The fist contained terrifying power. Keitel firmly believed that this punch can shatter dozens of planets. Boom. However, there was a crashing sound, and the whole venue fell silent. Keitel turned pale and was very shocked, obviously unable to believe this fact. Yifeng actually easily blocked his full blow. Looks like you're still humming a little tune. The gap between people is too big, isn't it? Your strength doesn't seem to be enough. Yifeng said with a smile. Stop looking down on people. Even Keitel, who has a fairly good personality, was a little annoyed when he heard Yifeng's words. This guy is too contemptuous. Call out. Instinctively backed away, distanced himself from Yifeng, and then stretched out his hand to the sky. Hanging air bomb. Keitel shouted loudly, and suddenly, dozens of air bombs continuously formed in the sky above Yifeng, as if they were firmly locked onto Yifeng. No matter who he was at the Cape of Tianya, these air bombs could chase after him. Nice trick. Watching this scene, Topo nodded and said, "Yeah, with this tactic, it's no problem for this kid to become a core member, but his opponent is Yifeng." Dyspo also agrees with Topo's statement, "It's very good, but..." What? Accompanied by Keitel's downward movement of his hand, the 10 air bombs above Yifeng's head crazily smashed down towards Yifeng. This trick really answered what that sentence said. There is no way to hide, no way to avoid. However, at this moment, even if dozens of air bombs fell from the sky, they still failed to affect Yifeng. Instead, the corner of his mouth turned up and he sneered. Seeing this scene, Keitel almost fainted out of breath. It's a bit too much to be able to laugh at this time, right? I want to see how capable you are. ! All the air bombs landed on Yifeng's body. Immediately, the white light waves on the ring exploded, and the explosion sounded, and the airflow continued to spread. Even Keitel himself was affected by the airflow, and his body retreated far away uncontrollably. Distance. It's amazing, this Keitel, and Yifeng didn't dodge just now, it looks like he's going to be unlucky. .. You know what a fart, Keitel's air bomb can lock people, how can Yifeng avoid it? You fart, what do you know? Certain viewers have started arguing. On the stage, the smoke was constantly spreading, and a blurry figure stood impressively in the smoke, and when it completely dispersed, Yifeng's figure was revealed. It was unscathed. Everyone said that they were stunned. This product was unscathed. Oh my god, he's so handsome. Yifeng, Yifeng, Yifeng. In the auditorium, the shouts of many audiences have already sounded, and it is Yifeng's name that is shouting. Of course, most of the audience are women. No way, who made Yifeng handsome and powerful? Even the referee Keith couldn't take his eyes off Yifeng. Hey, I lost, you were really strong. Keitel said helplessly, his strongest moves were no longer effective, what else could Wang Lihao do? Wow, Keitel has conceded defeat. I announce that the champion of the martial arts club we recruited this time is Yifeng. Keket said excitedly. Immediately, the entire Bian Center burst into applause and cheers again. Shout. Yifeng's position as champion is really well deserved. Next, let's ask the champion Yifeng to say a few words. Keith ran up to the ring and handed the microphone to Yifeng, wanting Yifeng to share his acceptance speech. Actually, I didn't come to the Budokai today to join your proud team, but to challenge your strongest. As soon as Yifeng said these words, the entire venue fell silent. What's the situation? Is this kid here to kick the gym? All the audience were shocked beyond measure. Yifeng actually came to kick the hall. Is it bad to be a member of the proud team? You have to come here to kick the gym. This kind of person is simply crazy. And this guy doesn't want to be a member of the proud team, so arrogant. It's nothing more than arrogance, and it has attracted the attention of countless female fans, which is tolerable or unbearable. This, extremely arrogant. I also hope that the masters of the proud team will come out and teach this ignorant brat a lesson. It's just disgusting. This is the thinking of all the passionate youths, if not for their low strength, maybe they would have jumped into the ring to beat Yifeng. It's so irritating. No way. How could such a handsome little big brother have such courage to play against Team Pride? Little big brother is doing well, we support you. While some people were outraged, there were also voices of support. Of course, this part of the audience is all women. Nani, this kid is too arrogant. Even Dyspo, who was very optimistic about Yifeng, was very angry at this moment. This kid must want to take this opportunity to become famous. Interesting. However, Topo was different from the furious Dyspo, and showed a smile instead. This kind of thing has never happened since the Pride team opened the Budokai. What? Did I hear you right? Yifeng, little big brother, I think you should apologize immediately, otherwise you may be in trouble later. Even Kate beside Yifeng did not expect Yifeng to say, when you say something like this, you should even quietly remind yourself. Although Yifeng's strength is really good, and even crushed all the players, but that's just a rookie player. You know, their Proud team is a place where crouching tigers hide dragons, and anyone who comes out at random can easily beat Yifeng. She only reminded him for Yifeng's own good. Don't worry, what I said is the truth, I'm here to challenge you today. Yifeng said categorically without being moved. Good guy, extremely arrogant. Hearing this, Kate could only shake his head, expressing his helplessness. What a great little big brother, he is probably going to be beaten up today. Boy, I advise you to drink mouse tail juice. This is Team Pride, not a place for you to play wild. At this moment, a middle-aged voice came from below the ring, which successfully attracted everyone's attention. Quote. Exclamation mark quote. When seeing this figure, everyone couldn't help but gasp. The visitor was tall and tall, dressed in a red battlesuit, with a red military cap on his head. His right eye was a mechanical eye, his face was extremely firm, and his temperament was extremely unique, like a battle-hardened general with rich combat experience. Isn't this Your Excellency the General, Casserol? You don't need to do this kind of small role yourself. The audience immediately knew who was coming. It was Casserol, who was called Slasher and General of the Proud team. Planetary combat experts. Let him play the game. This arrogant kid Yifeng will lose today. I didn't expect the general to appear on the stage. This is even more interesting. Topo said with a smile. It seems that the real confrontation is next. Boy, you are so arrogant. Okay, let General Casserol teach you how to be a man. Dyspo, who was originally optimistic about Yifeng, was already extremely annoyed at the moment. Even he wanted to teach this ignorant man a lesson. The brat. It's just that now that Casserol has appeared, there is no need for him to make a move. After all, in the Proud team, Casserol's strength is second only to his existence. Oh, why don't you try 2 tricks with me? Yifeng squinted his eyes and said, he has seen this Casserol in the anime, and his strength is not bad. He should be the number 4 character of the Proud team. Caddy. HMPH, not only do you have to go through 2 tricks, I'm going to beat you today to let you know that not everyone in our Proud team can challenge. After all, Casserol has come to Taichung. Okay, for this scene, Kate expressed a little helplessness, and could only secretly pray that the general will be more gentle later. After all, she knows the general's strength, and Yifeng will never be the opponent of the general. General, good guy. With the appearance of General Casserol, the whole scene became a sensation again. Those hot-blooded young people couldn't stand Yifeng for a long time. Not only were they extremely arrogant, but they even won the hearts of so many female audiences. It's simply inhuman. What? Yifeng. Sure enough, apart from the hot-blooded youth, those female audiences were also reluctant to show weakness and shouted Yifeng's name, and the 2 audiences could literally compete. Casserol has also observed Yifeng's battle just now. Indeed, it is very good, but, as far as Yifeng's level is concerned, he can still easily achieve it. Come on. Casserol has already assumed a fighting posture at this moment, and the aura on his body is constantly gathering, covering the entire arena. As expected of Your Excellency, General, you have extraordinary momentum. It seems that this kid Yifeng is finished. Who said Yifeng's little big brother is finished? Maybe he can defeat Your Excellency the General. HMPH, a woman who only knows how to look at her face. What did you say? Get into a fight if you don't agree. Obviously, somewhere in the auditorium, there was another dispute because of Yifeng and Casserol. Of course, now everyone's eyes are on the ring, and no one has noticed this matter. Be aware, brat, Casserol said coldly. The fighting spirit on his body has been raised to the extreme, like a weapon ready to attack at any time, showing its sharpness. Let's go. Even if this guy is called a general, a combat expert or something, in Yifeng's eyes, he is still not much different from the previous players. Court death. Casserol let out a low cry. His body was like a bullet. He locked onto Yifeng's position, and shot out instantly. The speed is so fast that it is simply not something that ordinary people can capture. As expected of your excellency, General, this speed is almost as fast as no man's land. As expected of Casserol, who has rich combat experience, this combat momentum is not at the same level as the previous recruits who participated in the selection. The body pierced through the air, leaving only the sound of buzzing friction. When Casserol appeared, he was already only a few steps away from Yifeng. He didn't make any special movements, just punched him straight away, is the best explanation. Boom! His fist pierced through the air with unparalleled vigor and pointed at Yifeng. This move seemed ordinary, but even Topo, the captain, couldn't help nodding secretly. It seems that during this time, Casserol's the strength has been fully improved again, really worthy of being the general, Jun of my proud team. HMPH, I don't know how that arrogant kid resisted. Apparently, Dyspo next to him had only one thing in his mind, and that was that Yifeng was so flattered by Casserol that he couldn't take care of himself. Of course, it is impossible to kill Yifeng. After all, they are a proud team that exists to maintain the peace of the universe. Although Yifeng is abominable, he is not guilty of death, just be disabled. Boom. However, at the moment when Casserol's fist was close at hand and was about to hit Yifeng's face, it stopped abruptly, and it was obviously impossible to go further. Surprise. Surprise. Casserol's face was full of disbelief. Why is this guy so fast and powerful? Even if he was himself, he wouldn't dare to take this extremely fierce punch, but Yifeng grabbed his wrist like this, and dissipated all the power. This is unscientific. What, Your Excellency General, is this the only strength you have? This is too disappointing. Feeling the power of Casserol, Yifeng said disdainfully. Indeed, the strength of Casserol is almost comparable to that of ordinary Super 2, but who is Yifeng? With the power of Gogeta, the normal value has reached a terrifying value of 100 billion, and he wants to block Casserol. The attack is easier than drinking water. Stop looking down on people. Hearing Yifeng's words made Casserol feel humiliated. He is the number 4 member of Team Pride, and he was actually looked down upon by this guy. This is simply abhorrent to the extreme. He hurriedly withdrew his fist, and then with endless anger, he threw another punch suddenly. This punch was even more powerful than the punch just now. He almost blasted out with all his strength. Even a galaxy can be destroyed at will, right? Boom. However, the fact before his eyes was that his crazy punch still didn't have any effect. Yifeng, that brat, no wonder he dared to kick the restaurant, so there really is something. Don't make a conclusion too early, maybe the general let him in on purpose. That's right, the general is worthy of being a general, so kind. If it was me, I would have beaten that brat to the ground. Who said that the general can't defeat Yifeng, little big brother? Okay. In the auditorium, the audience began to argue again. Obviously, it will not stop for a while. Only number 18 looked at Yifeng calmly all the time, because she knew that Yifeng would win. However, Casserol still feels unconvinced. This is just the beginning, why panic? I still have something stronger that I haven't used yet. Roar. The more Casserol thought about it, the more angry he became, and suddenly, he raised his head to the sky and screamed, and exploded directly. A powerful aura swept away, and the scene was extremely spectacular. It's not bad. Yifeng nodded, as expected of a person who can participate in the power tournament, and ranks relatively high among the core members. It's not finished yet. Look at me, the sword of justice. Casserol stretched out his hands, and suddenly, golden flames began to gush out from his hands, continuously condensed, and finally turned into 2 golden lightsabers. My God, is this the general's unique skill, the sword of justice? How honored we are to be able to witness the general's unique skills with our own eyes. Even Yifeng was a little surprised when he saw Casserol's hand sword and lightsaber. This move is somewhat similar to Zamasu's air blade. This slashing and cutting ability is super powerful, no wonder this guy is called /warrior. It's just that, this move, as long as the control of chi reaches a certain level, it is not difficult to use it, just like the soul sword that Vegito used when facing the combined Zamasu is the same reason. They are all fusion fighters. Since Vegito can use a lightsaber, Gogeta can also use a lightsaber, which means that it is easy for Yifeng to use a lightsaber. Boy, do you feel the power of my lightsaber of justice? If you are afraid, surrender as soon as possible. Maybe it was because of using his sword of justice, now Casserol suddenly became extremely confident stand up. He was sure that this kid Yifeng would never be able to resist his sword of justice, although he was pretty good at it just now, but are you afraid that you can't resist the sword of justice with its super cutting ability? That's right, this brat, surrender and admit your mistake. I advise you to drink mouse-tail juice. Young man, you don't know the depth. As Casserol used the sword of justice, the idiotic fans of Casserol also began to joke, thinking that Yifeng was doomed. I didn't expect this guy to have some strength to force Casserol to use the sword of justice. However, his highlight moment is here. Dyspo narrowed his eyes and said, even he has to avoid the sharp edge of Casserol's sword of justice. The reason is that it is too sharp, and the cutting power is too terrifying. It will hurt you if you rub it, and you will die if you touch it. I don't think so. Unexpectedly, Topo beside him shook his head and said, he seemed to have seen the terrifying power hidden in Yifeng. Although Casserol's sword of justice is indeed very strong, Yifeng seems to be not as simple as it seems on the surface. Ah, Topo, why do you want others to destroy your prestige? It's not like you don't know the strength of Casserol. Dyspo said puzzled. No, let's just wait and see what happens next. Topo didn't say why he said that, but decided to speak with facts. If this kid is really strong, even if it costs a lot, he must be kept. Chapter 101. Come on, let's see how you, a brat who doesn't know the heights of the heavens and the earth, can take this ruthless sword of Lao Tzu. No, it's the sword of justice. Casserol roared loudly, and at the same time, constantly flashing, quickly approaching Yifeng. Facing the wind, Yifeng could feel the sharp aura of the sword of justice in Casserol's hand from the air. Casserol's speed was pretty good, and in an instant, he had already arrived in front of Yifeng. Without any surprise, the lightsabers in both hands tore through the air and slashed towards Yifeng fiercely. Crack! The two-handed lightsaber slashed down, and there were harsh sounds in the air. It was obvious how terrifying the cutting power of the two-handed lightsabers was. However, it is true that it is powerful, but what is irritating is that Yifeng perfectly dodged Casserol's two-handed lightsaber. I'll wipe it. Is this guy lucky? Can you avoid this? What nonsense. Didn't you see Yifeng Big Brother's speed is so fast? I see, Yifeng Big Brother's speed can be compared with the Vanguard target. Cut. A woman who only cares about her appearance is too lazy to talk to you. HMPH, who made you look ugly? What did you say? Good guy. Two spectators got into an argument because of Yifeng's matter. Fortunately, this is the auditorium, and it's in the Proud Team base. If it wasn't for that, maybe the two guys would have already fought on the spot. Seeing that his sword of justice missed Yifeng, Casserol secretly marveled at Yifeng's weird speed. But the lightsaber in his hand didn't fall in the slightest, and he continued to slash towards Yifeng decisively. The strong sword light is extraordinarily dazzling, sharp and suffocating. At this moment, Carl has gradually increased his speed to the extreme. He absolutely can't lose today. After all, he came here to recover his position. If he loses, then his reputation will definitely plummet. Then how can he still be in the Pride team? How to mix in the 11th universe. The lightsaber in his hand was wielded more and more superbly, dazzling and full of momentum. Every time he swung the lightsaber, the surrounding space continued to make the sound of piercing the sky. However, even if they were so superb, it was incredible that they were all dodged by Yifeng, and the dodging positions were not too close or far each time, which was just right. This guy is indeed a master. There are not many who can force the general into such a state. Topo murmured with his arms around his chest, looked at the ring. Obviously, he admired Yifeng more and more. Indeed, if he doesn't provoke our Proud team, he is a rare talent, but if he provokes, we must teach him a lesson today. Dyspo agrees with Topo, but the majesty of the Proud team cannot be challenged. This Yifeng big brother, I didn't expect it to be so powerful. The general can't even attack him. Just now people were worried about him coming. It seems that there is no need for this now. Yifeng big brother, come on. Well, this is the inner monologue of Kate as a referee. Obviously, although she is a member of the proud team, she has been completely captured by Yifeng's handsomeness and strength. After all, although team pride is well known in the universe, everyone knows that the people inside are not very good looking. So Kate's performance is also very normal. HMPH, as expected of my man, but this guy actually got so many little fans, I'm really upset. Number 18 muttered in the audience, pouting. Do you just hide and hide? You have the ability to be tough. Even the experienced General Casserol is annoyed at this moment, and his mother has already resorted to the strongest move, but Yifeng just hides and hides all day long. Hiding from your sister. Don't you dare to be tough with Lao Su. Hearing Casserol's words, Yifeng raised his mouth and said, actually, he also felt that he had played enough, it's time to get rid of Casserol, and then he should be able to let the so-called supersonic warrior Dyspo. Humph. Hearing Yifeng's answer, Casserol's eyes flashed, and then, he waved his lightsaber and slashed at Yifeng fiercely. Since you don't hide, I want to see what tricks you kid can use. Crack. Two flashing golden lightsabers slashed towards Yifeng crazily. This time, because of Yifeng's promise, Casserol had already boosted his energy to the extreme, and he wanted to kill with one blow. Clang. However, in the next instant, the sound of metal collisions swept across, and Casserol's two lightsabers stopped abruptly in front of Yifeng. Even the well-mannered General Casserol couldn't help but swear at this moment. His eyes were wide open, his eyes were dull, and his face was full of disbelief. What the hell is going on? Yifeng actually used his sword and lightsaber to block his sword of justice. Moreover, Yifeng is just a white lightsaber, which actually blocked the two lightsabers he slashed with all his strength. HMPH, gathering chi into a blade. You're not the only one who can use it. Yifeng stared at Casserol and said playfully. Yifeng actually used a sword and lightsaber. Bull batch. Seeing this, the audience who were originally not optimistic about Yifeng could only give a thumbs up silently, not knowing what to say. Yifeng big brother is amazing. Yifeng big brother is so handsome. Yifeng big brother, I love you. Different from the speechless audience, the audience who were originally Yifeng's little fans were even more excited at the moment, shouting Yifeng's name one after another. Hey, I didn't expect the star-chasing culture in our universe to be so serious. Hearing the cries of these stupid fans, some members of the proud team said helplessly. This kid actually has such a deep control over chi. Dyspo said in amazement. Usually he and Casserol get along best, so naturally he knows that Casserol's sword and lightsaber want to be united. How profound is the control over chi? Even Dyspo dare not say that he can condense it. However, a genius like Yifeng appeared on the scene. Clang. There was another sound of metal impact, and Yifeng easily swung away two of Casserol's lightsabers, and the powerful force made Casserol stagger back and forth. Hiss. Is this kid a monster? Yifeng stood in the middle of the arena, the white light sword condensed by chi kept shining in Yifeng's hand, emitting a cold light. Everyone was stunned. It's nothing more than a Yifeng who can gather energy to form a blade, but can also block Casserol's two lightsabers with a single lightsaber. He really deserves to be the man who dared to challenge the proud team. This strength is really different. I didn't expect you to have such a deep control over chi, I admire you. Casserol said earnestly. It is undeniable that this is the fact before us. So, Yifeng said with a smile, the chi blade on his body was extraordinarily dazzling. Okay, let's make gestures. Casserol said in a deep voice with his eyes shining brightly. After all, he also used chi blades, so he suddenly felt that he didn't hate Yifeng so much. But now standing in the arena, thousands of spectators are watching, and Yifeng, as a kicker, he naturally can't let it go, he has to fight to compete. Shua. On the two air knives, two cold lights flashed. Casserol held the air knives and locked on Yifeng firmly. The crazy impact came. The speed was so fast that it was indescribable. The air-bladed lightsaber slashed wildly, and the sound of piercing the air continued to be heard in the air. HMPH, come on. Yifeng also brandished the chi blade in his hand and slashed towards Casserol. Although he is not proficient in swordsmanship, Well, in this Dragon Ball world, that's the way to use it. Bang bang bang. On the arena, there was a flash of swords, and the sound of air blades colliding continued to be heard. The whole arena seemed to be full of murderous aura, making people daunting and afraid to approach. Wow, Yi Feng big brother looks so chic and handsome holding the chi blade in his hand. Yi Feng's little fans shouted wildly. And the hot-blooded young man next to him didn't know what to say, but he hated this Yi Feng so much in his heart. He was so handsome, but he was so strong. It didn't matter if he was strong, but he could even use chi blade. Why is there such a big gap between people? I am a good boy. Simply not human. If Yi Feng didn't come to play in the gym, it would be a pity if he didn't join our proud team. Dyspo said helplessly as he watched the two constantly fighting in the arena. Bang bang bang. In the arena, the two frantically used their air blades and lightsabers to collide continuously, almost dozens of times, but they couldn't tell the difference. This actually let Yi Feng know that this Casserol in front of him is not a master of sword use. His only characteristic is the special move of gathering energy to form a blade, so the two of them are no different. Then, since there is no distinction between high and low sword skills, it can only be measured by absolute energy. Thinking of this, the chi blade in Yi Feng's hand instantly became more dazzling, the arrogance continued to sharpen, and the energy became stronger. Seizing the opportunity, he stood up from the ground and struck Washan from the air, slashing down towards Casserol crazily. Under the slash of the air blade, the air on both sides seemed to be cut in half abruptly. Not good. Looking at Yi Feng who was slashing down madly, Casserol secretly thought that something was wrong, and quickly used two lightsabers to block this crazy blow. Zhang, Kacha. The moment Yi Feng's air blade slashed down and landed hard on Casserol's two air blade lightsabers, there was an extremely ear-piercing sound, and then, something that shocked everyone happened. Casserol's two golden air blades were shattered by Yi Feng's air blades abruptly. And Yi Feng's air blade is already on Casserol's neck. Gulu. Casserol's face was pale, and he swallowed a mouthful of saliva in horror. At this moment, everyone in the audience was shocked, and they cried out in their hearts, Yi Feng actually forcibly smashed the sword of justice of Your Excellency the General. Terrible. This is really terrible. Moreover, Yi Feng's air blade is now on the general's neck. If he moves a little, the general's head may fall to the ground. This has already shown everyone who is the better one. Crap. Those hot-blooded youths who were not optimistic about Yi Feng at first could only give a thumbs up secretly when they saw this scene. I lost. Casserol said helplessly. This has to be admitted. If he doesn't admit defeat, he will probably die on the spot. Humph. Hearing that Casserol had conceded defeat, the corners of Yi Feng's mouth rose, and the white aura on his hands gradually disappeared. Yi Feng big brother is amazing. Yi Feng big brother. Woohoo. Seeing this scene, the female audience immediately became enthusiastic again, cheering continuously. Even Kate under the ring was full of surprises, his eyes couldn't leave Yi Feng anymore. It's so handsome, so personable. If possible, I would like to give you a monkey. Casserol actually lost. Vanguard Captain Dyspo said in surprise. He didn't expect that there would be such an existence as Yi Feng among the rookies in this class, who could defeat the general with such rich combat experience. Next, I want to challenge you, Captain Topo. I believe you have no objections. Everyone thought that Yi Feng would give up after defeating Casserol, but what he said next was even more explosive. Challenge Captain Topo. Doesn't this guy have a big brain? In the 11th universe, who knows the name of Captain Topo? Everyone knows that Topo is the alternate gods of destruction. Just by Yi Feng. What if you defeat Your Excellency the General? Challenge Captain Topo is looking for death. HMPH, boy, you are too young to challenge the captain. Why don't you let your Vanguard captain educate you? Along with the sound, Dyspo's figure has come to the ring. Challenge Topo directly. This is simply not paying attention to him as the Vanguard captain. Don't think that you are great after defeating Casserol. You have to know that there are people beyond people, and there is a sky beyond the sky. Not everyone can challenge Captain Topo. Today, let me, the Vanguard captain, let you know why the flowers are so popular. Dyspo. Yi Feng looked at the so-called Sonic Warrior in front of him and muttered, indeed, Dyspo is also a character. Although this product is not as strong as Topo, its speed has reached the extreme, and it perfectly made up for the lack of strength by using its speed. In the Dragon Ball Super Power Conference, this product completely abused the gold with its excellent speed. Frieza. Master Dyspo has appeared on the stage. It seems that someone can finally cure this lawless guy. With the appearance of Dyspo, the enthusiasm of the audience reached its peak again. Although General Casserol is the number 4 member of Team Pride, but the real core souls of Team Pride are Jiren, Toppo and Dyspo. So, now that Dyspo is on the stage, doesn't this mean that Yi Feng's arrogance is over? Dyspo is here, Yi Feng big brother is probably in trouble now. Keat looked at Yi Feng worriedly and said inwardly, after all, Dyspo's speed is too fast, he is called Sonic Warrior, not for nothing. Yi Feng little big brother, come on. We will always be your solid backing. However, what everyone didn't expect was that Yi Feng's fans actually supported Yi Feng at this time, which made the passionate young people feel very speechless. Now the situation is clear, okay. Although your Yi Feng little guy is indeed very powerful and can defeat General Casserol, but can this Dyspo really be defeated? It's ridiculous. Do you still want to challenge the Honorable Lord Toppo? Wait for a while to make a fool of yourself. He will definitely win. Maimu number 18 kept staring at Yi Feng and said inwardly, this kid is really getting more and more difficult to see through. He actually managed to defeat Casserol and even wanted to challenge me. That's pretty good. He has courage. I appreciate it. Different from other people, Team Proud's Captain Toppo is particularly optimistic about Yi Feng. There is no other reason. As the captain, Toppo is thinking about injecting powerful fighters into the Proud team. He doesn't care about the reputation of the Proud team. As long as they are strong enough, they can better maintain the law and order of the universe. And obviously, today's Yi Feng is simply a pleasant surprise. He can beat Casserol and dare to challenge himself. If such a talent does not enter the Proud team, it will be a loss. Don't know how this product will perform in the future. Feeling more and more looking forward to it. In the arena, Dyspo and Yi Feng are facing each other, their momentum is tense. Well, the real situation may be a little different, but it's about the same. Boy, in my eyes, your performance is really good. If you don't openly provoke our Proud team, maybe you can become the core figure of our Proud team. However, since you have provoked the Proud team, today I, the Vanguard captain, have to punish you well. Dyspo pointed at Yi Feng and said, in his heart, the Proud team is an existence that cannot be provoked, and Yi Feng's provocation, it's like slapping them in the face. Like I said, I'm just here to challenge the strong players of your Proud team. I don't mean to be provocative. Of course, if you think so, I don't want to refute. Yi Feng shrugged and said, HMPH, it's useless to say more, let's see the truth. Dyspo said coldly, in his opinion, Yi Feng is destined to suffer a lot under his hands today, after all. My speed is too fast, I think it will make Yi Feng doubt his life and leave a shadow in his heart. Although I don't want to do this, but who made you provoke our Proud team recklessly? If you die, you really think that there is no one in our Proud team, don't you? Okay, Yi Feng nodded, and became a little serious. After all, this Dyspo is the existence that can completely abuse Golden Frieza, and Golden Frieza can counteract Shaolin. It is estimated that my normal state is not its opponent at all. But well, you still have to try it. You will regret it, The corners of Dyspo's mouth raised slightly, his eyes flashed lightly, and in an instant, his figure disappeared into nothingness in the air like a ghost. Although I know that this product is called Sonic Warrior. But this speed is too fast, right? Can't catch it at all. This was the first time that Yi Feng couldn't catch other people's figures, and only felt a strong sense of crisis was constantly hitting him. A gray figure appeared in front of his eyes in an instant, followed by a fist coming towards him. Yi Feng's pupils shrank. His instinct was not good, but in a panic, he could only use his arms to block Dyspo's attack. Boom! There was a sound of impact, and Dyspo's fist hit Yi Feng's arm heavily. In an instant, Yi Feng was knocked out fiercely. Even though Yi Feng's soles kept rubbing against the ground, he was still hit. It stopped at the edge of the arena. You are worthy of being the captain of the Vanguard, you are worthy of being the Sonic Fighter Dyspo. It seems that this arrogant Yi Feng boy is going to be in trouble. The audience who were not optimistic about Yi Feng were very excited when they saw this moment said. Why did they last until now? Just to watch this ignorant brat make a fool of himself. The speed is so fast, relying on the impact of the speed increase, it is so terrifying. Yi Feng secretly exclaimed. As expected, it is indeed the Tay in the Dragon Ball Super that can completely beat Golden Frieza. It is truly remarkable. HMPH, boy, it's really amazing that you can block my move. It's enough for you to brag about it in the universe. Dyspo said proudly, looking, he didn't take Yi Feng seriously at all. Hehe, Dyspo, I didn't expect you to dare to say such a thing. Then, it seems that I can't do it if I'm not serious. Yi Feng said with a smile. Still serious, it must have been your full effort just now, right? Dyspo squinted his eyes, folded his arms around his chest, and said very confidently, from the blow just now, he can probably tell that Yi Feng is serious. It is indeed very strong, and it is reasonable to be able to defeat Casserol, but well, how can he be the opponent of this Sonic warrior? Didn't expect this kid Yi Feng to have a good face. If you can't beat it, just say it. Why bother with these useless things? Continue to receive moves, Dyspo shouted, and then, the figure disappeared again with the breeze, making it difficult to grasp where he moved. As expected of a guy who can be called a Sonic warrior, his speed is almost unmatched. However, today I am here to challenge Topo and even Jiren. Wouldn't it be embarrassing to lose to this Dyspo? Call out. But this time, when Dyspo appeared, it seemed that he had already appeared in the sky above Yi Feng, and was kicking Yi Feng frantically. Justice kick. The Vanguard captain is simply too handsome. Seeing Dyspo's righteous flying kick, those passionate youths were very excited and said that they are different from those female audiences who only care about appearance, they care more about strength and moves. Apparently, Dyspo's justice kick is one of them. Boom. Facing this fierce flying kick, Yi Feng could only resist it with his arms. Good guy, the impact brought by this speed is incredible, he almost stopped it. Yi Feng was kicked back a long distance, fortunately used the flying technique to forcefully stabilize his body. HMPH, you are not my opponent, I advise you to surrender quickly, and then apologize to our proud team in front of all the audience. Dyspo said with a sneer, Yi Feng has already been knocked out of the ring, this situation has already it's obvious. Even if Yi Feng can struggle, it will only increase his injuries. If this kid knows the time and can apologize, then Dyspo can reconsider letting this kid enter the proud team. If not, this young man is probably going to be very unlucky. Hey, it seems that the arrogant Yi Feng is finally going to be unlucky. Sure enough, not everyone can pick the proud team. That's it, I really hope Dyspo can make Yi Feng unable to take care of himself. Hey, coincidence, I thought so too. You guys, you know you're going to make trouble here. Several loyal fans of the Proud Team excitedly exchanged. In their eyes, the Proud Team is a sacred existence, and Yi Feng actually provokes the sacred Proud Team, then he must pay the price. So, I really hope that Captain Topo can help Yi Feng, a brat who doesn't know the heights of heaven and earth. That's not the case, Yi Feng big brother must be hiding his strength, maybe he can knock Dyspo to the ground later. The female audience who was successfully fascinated by Yi Feng said disdainfully. She doesn't care whether the proud team is proud or not, as long as Yi Feng's little guy is good. As for the Vanguard captain Dyspo. Sorry, he's a really bad-looking rabbit. Cut, unreasonable woman, let's wait and see. A young fan of the proud team said disdainfully, and he didn't want to argue with these female audiences. Call out. Yi Feng returned to the ring, patted the dust off his body, then looked at Dyspo and said, sure enough, your strength is much stronger than that of Casserol just now. But, that's all. Next, let you see how powerful I am. After Yi Feng finished speaking, he immediately clenched his fists, his whole body was revitalized, his spirits were refreshed, and stars were shining in his eyes. By the way, what is this thing for? Did he really hide his strength? No, this is not possible. After all, there shouldn't be such a powerful being in the universe. Dyspo secretly shook his head and said, but his eyes were fixed on Yi Feng all the time, he really wanted to see what new tricks this Yi Feng could play. HMPH, are you finally getting serious? Then it will be even more exciting. Seeing Yi Feng's movements, number 18 murmured with a beautiful smile. She naturally knows that Yi Feng has multiple transformations, so this is why she is not worried about Yi Feng at all. She won't be like these brainless fans. What? Accompanied by Yi Feng's roar, Suddenly, a powerful air wave whipped up his clothes and made a sound in the air, and continued to spread in all directions. Swish swish swish. Golden flames spewed out from Yifeng's body continuously, and the powerful aura enveloped the entire field, and the ring under his feet was cracking rapidly. Those viewers felt this overwhelming, terrifying atmosphere, and they cried out in their hearts. Do you want to be so exaggerated? It's hard for me to breathe. As expected of Yifeng Big Brother. Come on, Yifeng Big Brother. Except for the shocked young audience, the rest are all female audiences cheering for Yifeng. Sure enough, as the captain of the proud team, Topo couldn't help giving a thumbs up secretly after feeling the super powerful aura coming from Yifeng. As expected, he saw Yifeng right. It is a material that can be made. This guy actually hides such a powerful force. Feeling the super powerful air wave, Dyspo was surprised. But at this moment, Yifeng has completed his transformation. Because of the system production, his Super Saiyan is in full power form from the beginning to the end, so now that powerful aura is completely restrained by himself. With blonde hair and blue eyes, combined with the already handsome Yifeng's face, the handsomeness at this moment is simply indescribable, and the charm value is instantly full. Wow, Yifeng Big Brother is so handsome. Yifeng Gaige, I will give you a monkey. Sure enough, it was no surprise that these female audience fans exclaimed, this is so handsome, isn't it? For the nympho female viewers, those enthusiastic young male viewers were very speechless, and they all secretly said, they are all promiscuous women who don't know what is the real value. Although Yifeng also thinks that it is good to have fans, but unfortunately, these fans seem to be a bit too much, and they say, give you a monkey, this is a bit ridiculous. After all, the father and daughter-in-law are in the auditorium, ladies and sisters, big sister and even aunt, please don't talk nonsense. You can eat indiscriminately, but you can't talk indiscriminately. Feeling the strong aura coming from Yifeng, even Dyspo secretly marveled at how powerful this guy is. It seems that Topo's vision is right. The strength of this product is really unfathomable. But, who is he? The dignified Sonic fighter, the Vanguard Captain Dyspo, how could he lose? With his speed beyond the limit, he can be invincible, he is still afraid of wool. Just do it. Although Dyspo is starting to fear the blonde, blue-eyed Yifeng who looks like a bad society youth, it doesn't mean he's scared. On the contrary, the feeling of wanting to teach Yifeng a lesson has intensified, especially with his golden hair. Unhealthy social youth. Find a fight. After Dyspo finished speaking, his body disappeared in place like a ghost, as if he had never appeared before. I am afraid that there is no one who can capture his figure in the whole venue, maybe there is none. Feeling the surging energy coming from his body, Yifeng drew an arc at the corner of his mouth. What he wants is this feeling. He didn't know how long he hadn't really made a shot, because there was no one worth his shot. But now this Dyspo, with its terrifying speed and the ability to crush Golden Frieza, can already know, whether his Super Saiyan form can beat this Dyspo is still unknown. But, the more this is the more interesting, isn't it? Saiyan was born to fight. If he dare not fight with the real strong and hide behind others, it will only shame Saiyan. Although it is said that Yifeng can instantly kill Dyspo with a higher form, but those are reserved for the guys behind, such as the gods of destruction Topo. Whoosh whoosh. Dyspo's speed is extremely fast. However, at this time, Yifeng showed a knowing smile. If he couldn't catch the traces of Dyspo before, then now. There was a flash of light in Yifeng's eyes, he quickly punched, and slammed forward frantically. Boom! In an instant, Taijung Honda was flying. Dyspo's figure appeared in front of Yifeng, and Yifeng's fist hit Dyspo's fist with incomparable precision. What the hell is going on? Could it be that I didn't wash my hands after going to the toilet this morning, which caused my eyes to hallucinate? The audience under the arena were all shocked, and their expressions were even more comparable to emoticons. Even the corners of Dyspo's mouth are twitching, his face full of disbelief. This kid can actually block his own fist. This kid is still ready to judge the position of his punch. This is unreasonable, unscientific. How did you do it? Dyspo asked in shock. In his opinion, Yifeng could judge his position and give with the attack. It's nothing short of amazing. In Team Pride, who else can do it besides Topo and Jiren? Good guy. No wonder this guy dared to challenge Topo. I see. It's just that the true skills of the Vanguard captain have not been shown. Boy, I advise you not to be too crazy. HMPH, guess what? Yi Feng raised the corner of his mouth and said playfully. This is Kai Guo's provocation. Seeing Yi Feng's expression, Dyspo was very angry. His grandma, this kid is really hateful to the extreme. Yi Feng's provocation completely aroused Dyspo's anger. Sonic broke out with all its strength, and launched an attack that ordinary people could not catch with the naked eye. Good guy, the whole arena is shaking violently, and Dyspo's figure has long been invisible, and he can barely see the moment of punching. Launch violent attacks around Yi Feng from all angles, and the impact is so powerful that it is unimaginable. Cow batch. This kid has something. It seems that I may be able to make 2 moves today. Seeing that Dyspo's fierce and swift attacks were all blocked by Yi Feng, Topo, the captain, was shocked. Unexpectedly, an ordinary recruitment of players could recruit such a strong player as Yi Feng. It's true. At that time, no matter what you say, you must find a way to keep this product here. Kid, the captain is optimistic about you. Boom. It was another fierce confrontation. The two collided wildly, and then opened the distance. Dyspo landed on the ring smoothly, panting. Don't mention how shocked the expression is. How is this kid so strong? How could even Lao Su's sonic attack be blocked? Woohoo. Yi Feng big brother is great. Did you see? My Yi Feng big brother is just that powerful. Those female audiences were very proud and said to the hot-blooded young people in front who were not optimistic about Yi Feng. Hot-blooded youth. Well done, Yi Feng, you are indeed my man. Number 18 also said excitedly, it seems that what Yi Feng said was right, he is going to beat everyone in Team Proud today. She has heard that this Proud team is the strongest team in the 11th universe. If Yi Feng can sweep the Proud team, it means that he has already stood at the pinnacle of a universe. This is getting more and more interesting. His grandma, is this kid a monster? When did such a strong man appear in the universe? Why did Mao not have any information before? Boy, I can only say that you are very powerful, but it should stop here. Dyspo stood up straight, pointed at Yi Feng and said, as if declaring. Oh, really? Then let me see, how did you get me here? Yi Feng said with a smile when he heard Dyspo's words. In fact, he knows, it seems that this Dyspo also has a fastest mode of light. That is 1 level higher than the speed of sound. After all, you can tell by the name. Speed of light. What is the concept of the speed of light? Boy, I advise you to drink mouse tail juice. Seeing Yi Feng's expression that deserves a beating, Dyspo expressed his anger, and the captain of the Vanguard expressed his displeasure. Then you just wait for the beating. Boy, next, let you see my fastest light speed mode. You should feel proud to see my fastest light speed mode. Dyspo continued, obviously, he will start to use his ultimate speed form. Just try it, Yi Feng said with a smile. He is not afraid of Dyspo's fastest speed mode, although it is undeniable that the speed of light is really scary. But now everyone knows who Yi Feng is. With the same identity as the fusion warrior Gogeta, the normal combat power is against the sky. If my Super Saiyan form can't handle Dyspo's fastest light speed mode, I still have Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. I have a lot of cards in my hole. Dyspo, you just let it go. Master Dyspo is going to use that 263. It's terrible, that's a mode that only exists in Legends. I didn't expect to be lucky enough to see Master Dyspo use that today. It's a worthwhile trip. It seems Yi Feng's arrogance should come to an end. You stupid fans, just wait and see, Yi Feng is doomed. When they heard that Dyspo was going to use the fastest mode, those passionate youths became excited again, thinking that Yi Feng was doomed. He, some people seemed to say the same thing just now, right? The result, did you slap your face? My Yi Feng is the best. No, in the auditorium, the fans of both sides started fighting each other again, and they are all working hard to protect their idols. Of course, Yi Feng can't feel this anymore. He just wants to see what Dyspo's speed of light mode is like. This speed of light mode is Dyspo's enhanced mode, and its movement speed makes Xeno unable to see clearly. Even the God Pad custom made by Grand Priest can't capture his figure in slow motion, relying on extremely fast speed to easily suppress Golden Frieza and Son Gohan. This is Dyspo at its best in Dragon Ball Super. Roar. Dyspo let out a roar, and suddenly, his whole body began to exude a purple aura. Although it had no effect on the surrounding environment, it is undeniable that Dyspo's aggressive style has obviously been raised to the extreme. Although Dyspo's energy doesn't seem to be improved, his speed is the source of his strength. The faster you learn the speed, the stronger the impact. This is the main reason why Dyspo makes up for the lack of strength with speed. This is going to be a good show. Topo smiled knowingly when he saw that Dyspo finally took out the shape of the bottom of the box. Even if he, the captain of the proud team, wants to deal with Dyspo's speed of light mode, it is very difficult. I don't know if this kid Yifeng can handle it. If you can bear it, that's the best, if you can't, it's normal. There is no other reason. Dyspo is the third member of Team Proud, even in the universe, he is also a top existence. Oh, Dyspo actually used the fastest light speed mode. At this moment, in the deepest part of the Pride team base, a man who was suspended cross-legged in the air slowly opened his eyes and murmured. As the strongest member of the Proud team, his perception ability is first class. What happened to the entire Proud team cannot escape his perception, so he naturally felt that Dyspo had already used his worst speed of light model. However, this didn't attract much attention from this person, he just opened his eyes, then closed them again, and continued to start his cultivation. Woohoo, this stalwart figure, this noble temperament, and that mysterious purple aura are definitely Captain Dyspo's fastest mode. Looks like Yifeng is finally going to be unlucky. I can't understand him for a long time. Although he is indeed very handsome, although he is indeed very powerful, but no matter how good he is, he must have a head. I don't believe that such a handsome guy can be even more powerful. Those passionate young people who are not optimistic about Yifeng said excitedly, they can't wait to see the scene where Dyspo finishes Yifeng. Definitely very exciting. Cut, what nonsense are you talking about? Just wait and see, my Yifeng will always be the most powerful. Dyspo, who has become the fastest mode of light, has obviously changed his temperament a lot, and now he has become very cold. This is my fastest mode, boy, are you ready to be defeated by me? Dyspo pointed at Yifeng and said, his tone didn't seem to be harsh at all, but it seemed to be telling Yifeng like an announcement. Feel sorry, there is no such preparation. Because I still have to beat you and challenge Topo. Yifeng shook his head and said. Nani. Hearing this, Dyspo frowned, and the chill on his body became even heavier. He didn't expect that Yifeng could be so calm after he used the fastest light speed mode. Okay, calm down, right, just let me beat you until you can no longer calm down. Whoosh, in an instant, Dyspo's figure disappeared in place, and then, before Yifeng could react, he appeared in front of Yifeng, and struck out with a heavy fist. He hit Yi Zhen's. Swish swish swish. Under this powerful impact, Yifeng's body kept retreating, and at the same time, he was very shocked in his heart. Is this the power of the speed of light mode? Can you beat me who has transformed into Super Saiyan? It's really powerful, it's really awesome. But it's more fun that way. Stabilizing his figure, the corners of Yifeng's mouth rose slightly, and a monstrous fighting spirit burst out from his body. Saiyan is worthy of being a fighting nation. The stronger the opponent, the more vigorous their fighting spirit. At this moment, Yifeng has already started to feel his blood start to boil. Nani, this kid, you can still laugh in this situation. Besides, why is Mao's fighting spirit stronger? Dyspo frowned and said secretly. Never met such an opponent. Wow. What a batch. It's a pity that this is the end. You Captain Dyspo will never show mercy again. Audience. Did you show mercy just now? Is this kid crazy? Can you still laugh in this situation? How strong is this guy's psychology? Those passionate youths who were not optimistic about Yifeng saw Yifeng smile and began to complain. TCH, you guys know what, Yifeng is obviously confident, okay. As Yifeng's loyal fans, those female viewers naturally don't allow others to slander their Yifeng. Whoosh whoosh. It was too late, but it was too late. Yifeng's eyes flashed. With the help of this monstrous fighting spirit, Yifeng finally started to take the initiative to attack, and quickly rushed towards Dyspo crazily. It's fast, but Dyspo doesn't care about it. Squint your eyes and let out a smile. Thought it was too much cowhide. That's it. Whoosh. Boom. The two rays of light quickly collided in the middle of the arena, and immediately after that, the battle was about to start. the speed of the two of them was extremely fast, and everyone could only hear the electricity generated by the two people fighting for minutes and the afterimage left on the arena. The speed and impact of this speed of light mode are simply not comparable to the previous speed of sound. Yifeng can't tell where Dyspo's next attack will come from. Therefore, in this battle, he has clearly fallen into a disadvantage. Boom! Dyspo knocked Yifeng back with one punch, and then spun around in the air and kicked Yifeng fiercely. The ultra-fast rotation speed makes Dyspo's footsteps attached to terrifying energy. If it is not for ordinary people, I would not dare to pick it up. Flying kicks, right, I'm coming too. Spin kick. Good guy. Yifeng saw that after Dyspo used the spinning kick, he also used the same spinning kick himself, not to be outdone. Seeing this scene, those passionate youths who love fighting said, "Why is this scene so familiar to Mao?" Leo, Mebius, what is that? Why are these two names popping up? Boom! The two flying kicks collided fiercely, producing countless lightning flints, countless sparks, as if the whole space trembled. Call out. It is undeniable that Yifeng failed to kick this Dyspo in the flying kick. And he was kicked back by this guy. Fortunately, Yifeng finally landed on the edge of the ring smoothly. On the contrary, Dyspo landed in the center of the ring. Just this distance has already explained everything. Why did that scene just now have the same plot as Ultraman? Mebius catches Leo Fei kick. No, I have to be sober. I am in the world of Dragon Ball, not in the world of Ultraman. Although it was a bit similar just now, it was because I was only a Super Saiyan, and Dyspo was in the fastest light speed mode. In a real fight, it's not sure whether he can withstand Lao Su's flying kick. Yifeng forcefully explained in his heart. No, is my Yifeng about to lose? Keikit, who was below the ring, said inwardly with some worry. But as a core member of the Proud team, she naturally knows how terrifying Dyspo's light speed mode is. Yifeng Big Brother's ability to persist until now is quite remarkable. As long as Yifeng Big Brother is okay. It's not right. Suddenly, Kekit realized something was wrong. What happened to him? I am a member of Team Pride, why am I so worried about Yifeng Big Brother? I should be happy for Captain Dyspo. But, Yifeng Big Brother is really handsome. I'm sorry, Mr. Dyspo, who made you not as handsome as Yifeng Xiaoxuanshuan? Well, even Keikit, the core member of the Proud team, has fallen perfectly. After all, no one can resist a strong, handsome man like Yifeng. Yifeng, hey, I can't help it, I have such a charm that has nowhere to put it. Audience, if we couldn't beat you, we would have wanted to beat you up a long time ago. Boy, it seems that you are super brave. How dare you go head to head with me and use flying kicks? Hey, you are very uncomfortable right now, aren't you? Dyspo looked at Yifeng on the edge of the ring, put his arms around his chest, and said proudly. In his opinion, this kid Yifeng is just pretending now, the pain must be unbearable. Hey, you're right, you're really brave. Yifeng slowed down, and then said with a smile, although Dyspo's flying kick was really awesome, but it wasn't to the point of hurting himself. After all, with my identity, this kid can still laugh. It's unbelievable. No, I think this kid is forcing a smile. You fart. In the auditorium, the spectators from the two sides were still chattering, as if it wasn't Yifeng and Dyspo in the arena at the moment, but they, the spectators themselves, were fighting. Honestly speaking, it's really amazing that you can catch my flying kick, and you can still carry it until now. What's more, understands that your strength is not easy. But in the future, returning will not be so easy. Accept it. What? After Dyspo finished speaking, he let out a loud shout, his body rose from the ground, and came into the air, and then he grabbed the void with both hands, and immediately, he grabbed two red energy bombs full of heat with his bare hands. Justice shattered. What? Immediately, Dyspo shouted loudly, and fired the energy bullet in his hand towards Yifeng crazily. Boom, boom, boom. Originally, Dyspo thought that it would be difficult for Yifeng to avoid these energy bombs after receiving his flying kick, but the fact is that Yifeng kept dodging to avoid these scorching energy bombs. After a while, the entire arena was blasted to pieces by Dyspo's energy bombs. This kid must have bad legs and feet. How could he be so fast and dodge all my energy bombs? The corners of Dyspo's mouth kept twitching, and his heart became more and more shocked. Good boy, I really have you. Dyspo was suspended in the air, pointing at Yifeng and said, I didn't expect this guy to be able to jump, it was really unexpected. What's wrong with that? Go on, Dyspo old man. Yifeng's voice came, and he had already arrived in front of Dyspo, striking out with a heavy fist, launching a fierce offensive. Bang bang bang, bang bang bang. Immediately, the two figures collided continuously in the air. Although the arena no longer existed, the battle between the two was still going on. After all, the two were not competing, and the result would be the same whether there was a ring or not. The speed of light mode gives Dyspo a great advantage in the battle. The speed is so fast that it can't be captured at all. The impact brought by super speed makes Dyspo's power greatly improved. Soon, a tornado rolled up around Yifeng and surrounded him. In fact, this was a tornado generated by Dyspo's continuous attack around Yifeng, but Dyspo's real figure was invisible no matter how he looked. HMPH, so what if Yifeng was able to withstand Lord Dyspo's attack just now? Isn't this kid already at a disadvantage? You idiot fans should wake up. A male audience member said excitedly, yes, it's time for Yifeng to lose too. Otherwise, all these beauties will be seduced by Yifeng. HMPH, wait and see, my Yifeng big brother is the most powerful, and I don't accept rebuttals. Although Yifeng has fallen into a disadvantage, it doesn't affect the female audience's love for Yifeng in the slightest. Cut, ignorant woman, just wait and see who can have the last laugh. Obviously, this male spectator is a loyal fan of the Proud Team, and what he has always dreamed of is to be able to enter the Proud Team. He felt that it would be a great honor to join the Proud Team, and this kid Yifeng actually chose to play against the Proud Team despite such a good opportunity. This is something that fans like them hate the most. If it wasn't for the lack of strength, Yifeng might have been beaten up long ago. Of course, they can't realize this situation now, so they can only hope for the members of the Proud Team. I hope that the members of the Proud Team can stop this kid Yifeng from taking care of themselves, so that they can really relieve their anger. This Dyspo is so fast, but you must be able to do it. Seeing that Yifeng fell into a disadvantage, number 18, Yifeng's wife, secretly sweated, but no matter what, she still believes in Yifeng and thinks Yifeng can win. I don't know if this kid can perform miracles. On the summit stage, Topo looked at the two people fighting wildly on the field, and secretly said in his heart, although it is true that Dyspo is his right-hand man, but now he has some hope. Feng can beat Dyspo. After all, the stronger Yifeng is, the more help he may have in the future, because he is not only the captain of Team Pride, but also an alternate gods of destruction, so his affairs are a bit messy. And Jiren, if there is no real peerless powerhouse, it is impossible to make a move easily, so now he urgently hopes that his Proud Team will be filled with players with great potential, such as Yifeng. Bang bang bang. Dyspo uses super light speed mode to continuously attack Yifeng's, and the sound of impact keeps ringing, which can be heard endlessly. And now Yifeng can also feel it. Hey, the speed of this Dyspo is really fast and boundless, I'm afraid I won't be able to hold on for a long time in this Super Saiyan form. Although he feels that there is still a huge potential that has not been developed, but if it continues to be consumed like this, the consequences may be a bit serious. Because now I can take the initiative to attack, and all of them are turned into resistance, and the resistance is still the kind that can't be completely blocked. He has already received a lot of punches from Dyspo. Simply because his physical strength is also terrifying, so he didn't suffer too much injury. Hey, boy, are you dying soon? If not, then tell me, the captain of the Vanguard can consider letting you go, as long as you are willing to apologize sincerely. Dyspo's voice rang around Yifeng. He got up, but he still couldn't locate the specific location of Dyspo, which made Yifeng feel very uncomfortable. Everyone was staring at the duel between the two, especially the male spectators and ordinary members of the Proud Team. They were eager to see the scene where Yifeng was crushed and rubbed against the ground by Dyspo. Roar. However, at this moment, a roar like a ferocious beast suddenly sounded from the center of the tornado, and the golden light instantly penetrated the tornado and spread out, and the powerful momentum was like a volcanic eruption coming from it. Swish swish swish. Immediately afterwards, the berserk air wave spread out in all directions with the tornado as the center, and the tornado disappeared in an instant. Dyspo's body was blasted far away under the influence of this air wave. Distance. What happened? This aura is so scary, so scary, I felt it, and I almost lost control of my bowels and bladders. Those male audiences were more or less powerful. After feeling the terrifying aura, all of them changed their expressions. Is that kid Yifeng still hiding his strength? Is there really such a ridiculous thing in this world? Okay, even Topo frowned at this moment. He already felt that this aura of Mono's threatened him a little bit. Crackling. The smoke and dust dissipated. Yifeng's body was suspended in the air. Blue electric arcs were constantly surging around his body. A pinch of bangs was already floating in front of his forehead. His eyes became extremely sharp, and his aura became fiercer and more aggressive. Yes, Yifeng finally opened the Super 2 form at this time. Wow, Yifeng big brother has become even more handsome. Sharp eyes, I feel like I've been hit in the heart. Yifeng big brother, I love you. Accompanied by the cheers of Yifeng's female fans. This is not a joke, is it? This aura, do you want to be so powerful? This kid actually hides his true strength, playing Lao Su like a monkey. Seeing Yifeng's new changes and his fierce aura, the corners of Dyspo's mouth were twitching constantly, expressing that he couldn't believe what happened before his eyes was actually real. Gulu, this guy is too scary, no wonder he wants to challenge Captain Topo. The male audience, who was still arrogant and domineering in front of him, when he saw Yifeng's new changes, he couldn't stop talking. Trembling, the deep fear in the eyes. When did such a strong person appear in the universe? This is not scientific at all. This is the first time for Yifeng to use the Super 2 form in battle. It is undeniable that this feeling is simply not comparable to that of Super Saiyan at full power. Now the powerful power has given him full confidence. Isn't it moving at the fastest speed of light? What's the matter? Just blow it up. I didn't expect you to hide your strength. This is beyond my expectation. Dyspo said seriously. In this case, he couldn't help being cautious, because he had learned from Yifeng. Feeling strongly threatened. What's wrong with that? Come on, continue to show me your fastest light speed movement. Yifeng said very confidently, and this confidence made his charm value increase again. Wow, so handsome, so powerful, how can there be such a perfect little big brother? Yifeng big brother, forever God. Apparently, those female viewers were completely smitten, because Yifeng is already so handsome. Even Yifeng himself expressed helplessness. There is no way, he is too handsome, maybe this is. For the fall of these female viewers, the male viewers next to him turned angry. Is this Yifeng's charm really so great? Why can't I see it? Isn't it more handsome? Can Shui be eaten? Obviously not. What's more, I haven't played Captain Dyspo yet, so how can I make a conclusion? What a brainless woman. And this Yifeng is also true, it doesn't matter if he is stronger, why is he so handsome? As expected of you, Yifeng, keep going. Number 18 said excitedly, full of pride at the same time, see. This is my old lady's man, and you little fans can only be little. I'm a fangirl, but my mother owns Yifeng directly. Don't be too complacent, kid. Hearing Yifeng's words, Dyspo felt that he was played by this kid again. If I don't teach you a lesson today, Yifeng, my surname will not be D. Whoosh whoosh, the figure disappeared again, surpassed the speed of sound, and directly reached the speed of light mode, allowing him to walk through the entire space freely. However, the moment Dyspo disappeared, the corners of Yifeng's mouth turned up, as if he felt something, and disappeared in place. The whole place fell silent in an instant, and there was no one there. Even some powerful characters can't feel the existence of the two of them. There is no other reason, but the speed is too fast, and it is simply not an existence that humans can capture. What a speed! The moment Yifeng disappeared, Topo was also secretly surprised. Originally thought that Dyspo's speed was fast enough, but unexpectedly, Yifeng could also reach this level. I'm afraid, on the entire field, he is the only one who can barely feel the movement of the two of them. Of course, there is also a guy who is cultivating in the depths. But that guy, it won't be taken lightly. Gulu, what kind of fairy speed is this, as if the world has really evaporated? A certain audience secretly exclaimed, but he knew that the two did not disappear, but it's too fast to catch. Whoosh, Kaj, boom, suddenly, there was a violent sound in the sky above the venue, followed by a loud noise. Two figures finally appeared on the field again. At this moment, the fists of the two have collided extremely fiercely, and the powerful air waves are constantly spreading. Yi Feng can only marvel at the speed of Dyspo's fastest light speed, even if he has become a Super 2 form, compared with Dyspo's fastest light speed mode, there is still a big gap. Although the speed is not as fast as Dyspo, Yi Feng has already been able to judge the position of Dyspo's attack, which means that he will not fall into a passive position again. In the final analysis, Dyspo's strength depends on speed. Once this guy's speed does not have any advantage, it is when he loses. How is it possible? Dyspo said in shock. Unexpectedly, Yi Feng could judge his punches, and they punched together perfectly, which is really unbelievable. You know, he is in the fastest light speed mode. Although he has only recently developed this form, it is still light speed combat in the final analysis, and it is definitely not something that ordinary people can capture. That's right, because it's not known how many years have passed since the real power conference at this moment, and the current Dyspo has not yet reached the level of the power conference, so this situation will appear. Of course, there are only some flaws, the gap is not very obvious. Nothing is impossible, and it's not your speed that is the fastest in the entire universe. Yi Feng said with a smile, and at the same time increased the strength in his hands instantly. A stream of air stretched from his arms to his fists and burst out directly. Boom! Dyspo's body was instantly slammed into the air. Fortunately, this guy has a high degree of control over his flying ability. He quickly rotated his body in the air, quickly dispelled that force, and finally landed on the ground smoothly. But he still doesn't believe that Yi Feng can really defuse his most light speed attack. You know, this is the form he is most proud of. What is Yi Feng? Maybe Yi Feng was just a coincidence. Yes, it's not impossible, it's definitely the case. This shipment is really good luck. Dyspo forcefully explained in his heart. Don't think that you can be proud because of luck, and I will make you despair. Dyspo pointed at Yi Feng and said, and then his figure disappeared into the air again. Luck, interesting, if you think it's luck, then it's good luck. Yi Feng smiled and said, anyway, he didn't bother to explain so much, let's explain everything with wins and losses. Shua. In an instant, Yi Feng's figure also disappeared in place. Bang bang bang. Immediately afterwards, there were constant sounds of collisions in the field, as well as the bursts of lightning and flint. The air pressure in the entire field gradually became low due to the collision between the two at an extremely fast speed, and many of them had no strength. The audience has already felt a great sense of oppression. What kind of fairy-level speed is this? His grandma's. Do you want to be so scary? Some viewers were immediately dumbfounded, because they couldn't see anything except the sound of the collision. It's so fast. The speed of both of them is so fast. Topo said with his eyeballs constantly rolling. Even he, the alternate captain of Gods of Destruction, was happy to catch wind and shadows. Even Dyspo, who was fighting frantically, felt the pressure he had never felt before. Although Yi Feng's speed is not as fast as him, but his strength is simply too strong. I rely on the impact of the fastest light speed mode. The strength is actually somewhat inferior to the strength of this product. Boom. Finally, Dyspo showed his flaws, and at this time, Yi Feng seized the opportunity to punch perfectly and landed hard on Dyspo's chest. This punch is incredible, and the power contained in it can shatter several galaxies with one punch. Whoosh! Dyspo's figure instantly turned into a red flash, and he flew towards the distance fiercely, and finally his body hit the building of the Pride team's base fiercely before he stopped falling. This scene directly made the originally calm Topo frown. Boy, is this Yi Feng really that strong? Dyspo is not even his opponent, it seems that this kid is really good. Forget it, then wait for Dyspo to completely lose, and then have fun with the kid. As the captain of the Proud team, he knows every member under his command. Naturally, he knows that Dyspo is not easy to lose like this, although the results are similar. Seeing this scene, everyone couldn't help but gasp. How strong is Yi Feng? Even Dyspo, the number 3 member of Team Pride, has been beaten like this. Is it true that only the captain of Team Pride, Topo, can beat him? Wow, Yi Feng big brother is so powerful, and Captain Dyspo is. Keith seemed to have forgotten that he was a member of the Proud team, and became a complete incarnation. Yi Feng's little fangirl. HMPH, what did someone say just now? Said that Yi Feng big brother can't beat Dyspo. What about now? Have you slapped him in the face? The female audience who was arguing with the male audience at the moment said proudly to the loyal fans of Team Pride. "Cut, you stinky woman, you know nothing. I don't bother arguing with you." The audience didn't know what to say, because it seemed meaningless to continue. Yifeng was really too powerful, and it's not what they imagined. Hey, maybe only Captain Topo can cure him. However, at this moment, Dyspo, who had just been smashed into the building, suddenly rushed out and came back to the sky above the field, but now he looks very embarrassed, covered in dust, and his breath is even worse. Some confusion, gasping for breath. Great, Captain Dyspo hasn't lost yet. Captain Dyspo, come on. Fans of those proud teams see Dyspo make a comeback and get excited again. Just to put it bluntly, the dignified Vanguard captain, how could Dyspo lose so easily? Cough, cough. Dyspo was suspended in the air. Obviously his condition was not as good as before. He really couldn't understand Yifeng could be so strong so far. Even though he watched Yifeng's match earlier, he thought that no matter how good Yifeng was, he could become the strongest among the rookies. He didn't expect this guy to be so awesome. Not only did he defeat General Casserol, but even it was me, the captain of the Vanguard, who was almost beaten and couldn't get up. How is it, Captain Dyspo, do you want to continue? Yifeng looked at Dyspo and said in a deep voice. Although Dyspo can still get up now, the gap between the two is already obvious. If you continue to fight, you will probably end up in the same way. Hateful, it's impossible for me to admit defeat so easily. After Dyspo finished speaking, when he stretched out his palm and aimed at Yifeng, he knew that he was definitely not Yifeng's opponent with his flawed fastest light speed mode, so he had to try this last move. Giant Cannon, Dyspo shouted condescendingly, and at the same time his hands were rapidly gathering energy, and soon reached the size of a basketball. Want to confront the wave? Who is afraid of whom? Come on. Seeing that Dyspo actually wanted to fight against Bo, Yifeng expressed his joy, and against Bo. He is the best at this stuff, okay. The hands quickly gathered to the waist, and the white energy light spots quickly gathered in the hands. Turtle, Pai Qigong, what? Accompanied by Yifeng's shout, the energy of the Kamehameha wave in his hand exploded rapidly, like a thunderbolt, and rushed towards Dyspo crazily. And Dyspo's energy is not easy to show weakness, penetrates the air and bombards Yifeng. Boom! The two energies quickly collided in the middle, and in an instant, white light scattered, and the entire venue was shrouded in this white light. At the moment of energy collision, Dyspo felt bad and showed a painful expression. Is this right wave? This is simply one-sided crushing, okay. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.